Hey gang, how are you guys? Welcome to this round of October readings. I'm super excited to get these out to you, so I hope you guys enjoy them. As you guys know, format changes every time, so just some house rules. Take these messages as they resonate. If it doesn't make sense to your situation or doesn't feel right, that part of the message wasn't meant for you. You may resonate with one deck, some of the decks, all the decks. Again, don't try to force the message. Just take it as it comes and only take with you what, makes sense, essentially. For this round, I pulled some different decks. A lot of what I talk about in this kind of spirit message monthly is really centered a lot on the transits that we're going through, specifically for Venus. All these planets we have going through in Scorpio, so including Venus. Mercury goes retrograde in Scorpio. Lots of heavy things are going to be bubbling up to the surface for all the signs. So that was a big focus for me in these readings. We're going to pull a goddess oracle in honor of Venus and see what kind of messages are coming through from the divine feminine. We're pulling some astrology cards to see what the message is there from the planets. We'll get our main message from the tarot spread, and then I'm also going to pull a bonus blessing card just to kind of see what blessings you're getting this month, because we're going to be dealing with a lot of stuff. And for some of us, a lot of stuff that maybe has been put on the side for a while that we just didn't want to tolerate. Universe this month is kind of like, oh, okay, we're going to deal with that now. So hope you got your big boy and big girl pants on, because we're going to get into it. Again, take what resonates. You may resonate with some or all. Do not try to force the message. These are general readings. And they are going to be for the sun, moon, and rising signs. I will say maybe even Venus, since we are kind of focusing on Venus, so you may want to watch your Venus sign video as well, even though we're not necessarily talking about love in this series. Alright, my friends, take care, and I will see you in the video. Let's get to it. Hey, my Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising people out there. Welcome to your October spirit message reading. This is TC, your guiding chariot. Ooh, big month for all of us, so let's get into it. We're going to start with this lovely deck here. So we're going to get some guidance from our divine feminine. What is the goddess energy bringing to you at this time? Alright, my lovies, I hope October has been treating you well. It's going to be a heavy month for some of us, so buckle your seatbelts. Oh! My Sag friend, you're gonna like this. So you guys got the goddess Rhea, all about flow. Flow. Alright, so now yes, first things that come to mind, be in the flow, giving, receiving, all of that good stuff. What I'm getting for you guys in this moment, for this month, in this message, this flow is a little more about surrendering. It really is about going with the flow. It's not necessarily being in the flow, so, letting out what needs to go, welcoming in what's trying to come in. This is about being in, this is about going with the flow and being in this rhythm and not necessarily trying to control everything and trying to make things happen, for whatever reason. You know what I mean? This is really about kind of just being present in the moment. I don't want to say you're necessarily surrendering control, but I almost want to say you need to loosen the grip a little bit and kind of just go with it. Now that doesn't mean you just welcome a bad situation. So there's still a level of discernment here, so don't get super lax. But honestly, to me, this really is about surrendering. There is an element of, allowing this natural process to happen. About... I'm just going to say it. I'm trying to find nicer words for it, because I feel like if I say it how I want to say it, some of you are going to be like, shut up. And I don't want to do that, and I don't want to make you guys feel defensive. But it's really about surrendering that control. It's surrendering to this flow, because this flow, it may be trying to pull you in a direction that you intellectually, I'm like, I ain't fucking going there. I am not doing that. Your advice is going to keep going in this dumbass direction, or to take this turn that, I wanted to go left and the river's flowing right, and you're telling me I should just float to the right? Again, you have free will, you can do whatever you want. But what I get off this card is essentially that. like, I think you kind of just have to trust, even if things are pulling you in a direction that you're like, why would I want to go there? You know, at the same time, why wouldn't you want to go there? Maybe there's something awesome down there. But again, that's where the discernment comes, because there may be opportunities that take you in one direction that you shouldn't go, but you'll know that. You know what I mean? Like, you'll know the ones that, you know, truly are going to be hurtful, and the ones that just are maybe out of your comfort zone or out of the vision. But you know, I'm not saying take the ones that are detrimental, okay? But I feel like you guys will be exercising a lot of trust in what's going on in your life, all right? You know, before I pull, actually I guess I could do it while I pull. You know, and I was having this conversation with someone recently. Wasn't a tarot client, I was just talking to a friend of mine. You know what, I actually kind of want that one and that one. Yeah, let's go with that. And I was sorry, I just got distracted. I was talking to this friend recently, and it was kind of just this talk on, I think it started about, we were talking about transits, and I was just sharing that my belief that, you know, we live in a universe that truly always wants to bring us more, and always wants to give us better, even when it's challenging us, even when it puts us in a situation that's rough or hard. You know, there is a reason why we end up in that situation. There's something that it's trying to show us, or it's something that's trying to make us aware of. You know, there is a reason behind it. So even if it's a challenging aspect, there's something to be gained from it. Sometimes these cards just make me laugh. All right. So use that information how you will, okay? I just wanted to throw it out there. Even if this flow is like, why would you do that? I've been asking for this, but you're going to give me that. You know, you don't know where this flow is ultimately going to go, or why it wants you to move in this direction. I'm just asking, exercise a little trust this month, okay? But again, don't lose the discernment. So our astrology cards, you've got the Moon, one of my favorites, Mars, and Pisces energy. I love. So together, these actually create a very interesting picture. It's also giving me, if I have any gamers out there, Sages, this is totally giving me like the Land of Hyrule vibes with the Triforce, having this like green, red, and blue situation going on. But anyway, that aside, you, I think, are really going through a big shift on a soul, on a spiritual level. Remember, we have a whole bunch of stuff going on in Scorpio this month. A whole bunch of stuff. Mercury retrograde is going on in Scorpio. Venus is moving into Scorpio. Not a comfortable sign for her. Mars is in Libra. We just had that transit not too long ago. So lots of heavy things are being brought up for all of us. For you guys, it looks like it's hitting a lot of you on the soul level, on really, you know, how you feel, you know, your spiritual self. That's where a lot of this is going to be hitting. You know, and that's a core place to be going through a whole lot of transformations. Like, that can feel kind of heavy. And I think Mars is coming in, because I think this energy is kind of natural for you. Not necessarily Mars, because that's a little more Aries, but you are a fire sign. And you are a sign that is all about kind of aiming your sights and targeting and finding the truth, and getting to the mark, right? Because you're the archer. You know, you're trying to hit the bullseye. There is an element of force to that, and I do think this is, you know, kind of speaking to this desire to make, you know, whatever's going on a soul level, whatever you're trying to make happen or trying to achieve, or whatever feelings and transformation is happening there. I almost want to say your natural inclination is to force it and to be active on it and to put some energy into it. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but what I am saying, that's not what's going to get you your result. Because remember, here you are in the flow. And then you have Pisces energy that pops out on top of that. And Pisces is probably the most spiritual sign out of all 12 of us. You know, they have this incredible connection, and they are the last sign. So they are the sign that, you know, gets to that release point and ties up all the loose ends and lets go of all the burdens so that we can, you know, start again anew in Aries season. You know, and notice the words, it's I believe. That's what's coming up in this flow card. You just need to believe that things are going to happen, things are going to work out. You know, I would almost want to say, since your soul is getting such a big upgrade, your beliefs are going to be the drivers in your manifestations. You know, and I don't mean that as like, you know, your thoughts become your actions become, you know, what, all that kind of stuff. Not saying that's not true. But for you, I think it's truly like whatever it is you believe. So if you believe that, you know, your coworkers are all against you, or you believe that no one loves you, if you believe that, you know, your family is dysfunctional and beyond repair, you know, and I'm just throwing out examples. But if you believe those things, that's what you will see. But honestly, if you can get yourself to believe, hey, you know, I'm working harder every day to foster healthier, better connections with those I work with. You know, hey, I truly believe I deserve and am worthy of, you know, a love that makes me feel secure and cared for. You know, I truly believe that the love of my family keeps us bonded even if we argue. You know, there's always two ways to look at something. Actually, there's probably like a million ways to look at something. But if you're choosing the one that's the hardest, that's the journey you're going to have this month. I honestly believe that your beliefs, however you see the events and the people around you, you know, that's really what you're going to be manifesting, and that's what you're going to experience. So be very, very aware of what you feel and what you believe. And, you know, obviously all of you could have Scorpio in a different house. But I will say with the Scorpio energy, because it's very intense and it's all about kind of going down into your shadow self and digging in the dark and finding out what's, you know, been buried there and finally bringing it to the light. Like you're not going to be able to avoid that anymore this month. And you guys, you know, I always talk about this, but you guys are my truth seekers of the zodiac. So it's not that you have all these like dark hidden secrets or anything like that. I'm not saying you have a whole bunch of skeletons in your closet. But that doesn't mean that there aren't behaviors or patterns or belief systems that, you know, instead of dealing with, you just kind of push on the side. Mercury this month and Venus this month, Uranus for a little bit, it's going to be like, we're going to deal with this. I'm going to throw it on the table right now. What you going to do? You know, and granted, you have free will. You can shove it back in the darkness again if you want to. Honestly, that's going to be the harder road. So I wouldn't recommend that, but that's your choice. You have free will. You can do whatever you want with that. But big thing for you, what you believe is what you're going to experience. So be very aware of those thoughts. And if you are trying to force something too hard, that's not the way you're going to make it happen. Brute force is not going to be the answer this month for you, Sag. Okay? Okay, Spirit, what? Whoop. Did it take any time? Didn't you have to get the sentence out? What message do we have for Sag? Oh, wow, you really are just... Nope. Okay, let's see if we can get one more. Okay, Spirit, can we get one more card for Sagittarius? Just one. Just one more card. Oh, and she flipped over for us. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. Oh, that might be hard to see. Let me turn my hand over. Bottom of the deck, the Fool card. New beginnings, fresh adventures, fresh outlooks. For some of you, it may even be getting back to square one, and not even in a bad way. Just the sense we're starting a whole new thing. All right. Oh, my lovely Sag. You guys are gonna have some things to deal with. But you can do it. Your load, honestly, I feel like by the time we get into November, things are gonna lighten up for you. And I say that because I'm just looking at the cards. October might be a little heavy for you. So again, didn't I say in the beginning, buckle your seatbelts or something? I think I said something like that. Anyway, so let's start with this. So we've got the Six of Wands in reverse. Upright, this is a great card. This is a card of victory, recognition, especially public recognition, right? So some of you may be dealing with a situation where maybe you're feeling that you're not being seen, or you're not getting the recognition or the praise or the rewards that you feel like you deserve, right? It's not working out. You're not coming back triumphant and being celebrated as, maybe you should be or feel you should be. You also have the Queen of Pentacles here. So Queen of Pentacles, very well grounded. Oh, and it was in reverse. But she's a very grounded, stable energy. In reverse, you may be denying some of the things that come naturally to this energy. So you may not feel super grounded. You may not feel well manifested. I would say for some of you, some of you may even need to be conscious of your health. Stress could be wearing you out, or you could just be physically in need of eating better, taking care of yourself physically, maybe even getting sick. It can manifest different ways for all of you, but there may be an element here where you just kind of need to take care of your physical well-being and nurture that a little bit. I don't know why, but I almost want to say I feel like you guys need to eat more greens, because I keep getting pulled to like the grass. So I don't know, maybe some of you need to, change that burger for a salad every now and then. Like, just a thought, Not saying you have to go vegetarian, just up the percentage a little bit. But fundamentally, this is really taking control of just your well-being, whether it's physical, whether it's, if you have to deal with stress, all that kind of stuff. Because you may feel a little out of whack or out of balance, and not super stable and not real secure in your sense of self. That could be getting affected, especially if you're dealing with this like lack of recognition when you feel like you deserve it or you've earned it and it's not coming. That can definitely mess with the vision of yourself, right? And then after that, you have the Nine of Swords. So stress, anxiety, worry. This is my nightmare cards. This is kind of feeling panicky, and maybe for some of you it's even triggering like a fight or flight kind of situation, because after that we have the Knight of Swords. So very fast moving energy. I would say probably the fastest energy in the entire court. But this can make him super impulsive, and he's just reacting, maybe not even without a plan. Or maybe, that was a double negative. Maybe without a plan. So there may be some of you acting out of fear, out of panic. And, I just need to do this to just do something else, or be somewhere else, or get to a different place, or I just need to not do this, or I need to not be with this person, so there may not be a plan. It's just, I just need to go, and I just need to jump, and that is also what's in this Fool card too, right? Because he can be a little naive. I'm not saying this is a bad card, it's a great card, but sometimes there can be some naivety in there, where you're just leaping blindly. We don't want to leap blindly, all right? So I bring that up because some of you, not all of you, but some of you may be acting out of fear because of what feels out of alignment here. And remember, this could be because we're fighting the flow. If we're trying to swim upstream, obviously things are going to be a little upside down. And then you've got these two lovelies. You've got the Ten of Wands and the Devil card. Dun, dun, dun. Don't freak out. So, Ten of Wands really is about getting to a point where we're laying down the burdens. We're getting rid of all this extra stress, and it's perfect that falls under the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Because again, this is hard. Here we're trying to rebalance. We're trying to find our stability. We do that by letting go of these burdens. What are these burdens? They are our demons. And again, these demons are what's causing the stress. I would almost say look at what's being triggered for you this month. Regardless whether this is home, family, romantic life, work, friends, whatever it is, look to the things that are getting triggered. And you may not necessarily be like, oh, well, this is hard because my boss is a jerk, or this is hard because my family member is being an ass, or whatever it is. It may not necessarily be looking at those things initially. Like, this could just be dealing with your demons. Like, maybe some of you, deal with all of these things in unhealthy ways. Remember, we have that Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So maybe this is, I'm stressed, so I've been drinking a lot this week, or
You know, I binge eat when I'm not feeling well, or you know, I make poor choices when I feel out of balance because I just want to be reckless and I'm not thinking and I'm just, you know, doing whatever. Those could be the things that you need to look at. Like, what are these substances or activities or choices you're making that maybe aren't super helpful and also aren't in alignment? And then why am I making this choice? Like, why do I want to make a drink right now? You know, why do I want to, you know, put myself in a possibly risky situation? You know, look at all those whys, and eventually that brings you to the cause. What is freaking you out? All right. So I think this month you may have to be battling some demons, and not where like you're going through it and you're going to need all this help and you're going to remember. It's not so much that. I feel like you just are going to be kind of put in situations that trigger some of these demons, and it's kind of like the universe is like, so how are you going to handle that? Because you've been getting stronger and stronger as all the tests have been given you, and you've gone through all these things with the eclipses we had this summer, what you've gone through last month, the month before, all these kind of things. So now I'm going to go push those buttons again and see what you do. So what you going to do? You know, like it's kind of that moment. You know, and then we have the Fool card here, which to me is great because this is all about getting you to this next adventure, to this new beginning, right? But you know, we have to slay the level 2 boss before we can start level 3, okay? So honestly, that's what I feel like. This is like if we were playing games, and I made a game reference. I hope a lot of you are gamers. Maybe that'll make sense. But this is kind of like going up to face the final boss before you move on to the next world. You know, like if this was Mario, this was like Super Mario Brothers. This is you finishing the World 2 boss before you can go to Stage 3-1, right? You know, and then underneath that, we've got the Lover's card. Underneath that, we have the Six of Pentacles, which again is another card about being in the flow. Just throw that out there. And look, then we also have the Temperance card. Look at that. Love this. So I almost want to say with this Lover's card, I don't necessarily think it has anything to do with romance or a relationship. Doesn't mean you're not going to be dealing with one, but I'm just saying the message I'm getting off of the card here is more about Gemini season. So I almost wonder if this is about something that, you know, maybe intentions or some new projects you started back in Gemini season, so, you know, June time, or maybe even that whatever this Fool, you know, whatever this new adventure is, you know, you start to see the benefits in this coming up to Gemini season, so this coming June. Either way. But if you can remember what was going on for you this past June, maybe kind of see what was going on. Because honestly, you may have set some, maybe even intentions for on the new moon. And then we went through that whole eclipse season and then all those new supermoons that, you know, really were working on getting you into alignment and removing things that weren't fitting, and then bringing new opportunities in that helped to get you closer. And now, like I said, you're up to the final stage. You're at the final level now, and you got to slay the dragon before you move into the castle. You know, so that's really what's going on here. I feel like you guys are coming up to the last stage of whatever this whole process has been about. And it's kind of like this is the last big test. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it sucks, but it's because the universe is trying to get, it's almost like it's trying to narrow all your senses down to this one thing. You know, instead of like giving all these things that are working, like I'm going to shut down all of these avenues until you're only left with this one, because I really want you to tackle it. And I want your full awareness brought to this point so you can finally slay the beast. All right? Whew. That, I don't know if you felt it on your side, but like I finished that sentence and it was just like heavy. It was just like, whoa. Because you know what? And I say that Saturn has a, I think it's happening today. I think it's like actually happening like right now. That the Sun makes a square to Saturn. Saturn is being triggered for a lot of us, and Saturn, you know, will bring up a lot of these things. So you may actually see some of these things very soon, if not, you know, already happening, right? Well, at least because it's happening when I film this, and obviously this probably won't go up until tomorrow. So, interesting. But yeah, I feel like this month you're going to be faced with a lot of tough stuff, and you're just going to have to make the tough decision. And you can. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, you can. You have the ability to do this because you've gone through all these tests before. You've gone through all this alignment. This to me, these are things that you have been working on and you've been trying to make happen. And it feels like this is just the last bit. Like, this just feels like the last run. And then you get to start fresh. Okay? So I don't want to keep pointing at all these things and be like, oh, you're going to have a hard month. It's not what I'm saying. But you are going to have to tackle some big, some big demons. You're going to have to tackle some big monsters this month. And you know what? Slay the fuck out of them. Excuse my French. But slay them the house down, alright? Okay. Last thing I'm going to do for you guys before we wrap up, I'm going to pull a blessing card for you. This could be a blessing about, what you are battling the demons for, or this could just be, this is just universe throws you a bone. So while you're dealing with all this hard stuff, it's like, hey, you know what, here's a little bonus because you're working so hard. Yep, we're going to go with that one. Yep. What have I been saying? You are strong, you are capable, you've been preparing for this moment. Look at the card you guys got. A blessing to shield and safeguard you. Whatever obstacle you're dealing with, whatever struggle you're dealing with, whatever, monsters you're going into battle with, here is your shield and your sword. You are safe, you are capable, you have the tools you need. I would even say with this card, if there is a moment this month that you need support, if you look for it or you ask for it, it will come to you. Like, you are full, like, warrior Xena, your Princess Xena, warrior princess status with this right here. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. So yes, my lovely Sag, I feel like you will be going to battle, but again, you have all the weaponry and armor to protect you and to emerge victorious. So be brave, be bold. And I feel like you don't even necessarily need to take risks. This is just about whatever challenge comes before you, tackle it. Don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Don't, just surrender. If someone says something and you know it's wrong, if someone wants you to do something and you like, stand up, say the thing, do the action. Like, this is about whatever opportunities or whatever events, situations come to you, deal with them. Don't pass the buck. Don't resist it. Don't fight it. Whatever falls in your lap, deal with it. Because it's your test, it's your battle. You need to slay the dragon. Because if you pass the buck and give it to someone else, guess what? Universe is just like, oh, okay, send him another one. He let that one go. Do it again. You know what I mean? You're going to have to keep going through it. And right now, you literally are being given all the tools you need to conquer. So go out there and conquer. All right? Whew. Okay, that was a heavy one. I'm going to wrap it up. All right, my lovely Sages. Wishing you the best. Stay strong. Be brave. I will be wishing all the best for you, literally. If you want to connect with me, share anything, ask me any questions, please feel free to do so, whatever way you feel comfortable. Hit me up in the comment section down below. You can also DM me over on Instagram at The Guiding Chariot. I do post weekly guidance there every Monday. So you can, if you want a little extra dose in between the videos, that is a great place to go. And also, if you ever want to book a private reading with me, you can feel free to DM me on Instagram. That's probably one of the easier ways. But all that info will be in the description down below as well. Wishing you the best, Sag. Take care. I love you, and I will see you in your next video. Bye.